When you think of the Magnificent Seven, you see some of the biggest tech-oriented stocks that we have in the S&P 500. But what if we could shift that list just a little bit and focus on a Magnificent Seven that was just artificial intelligence stocks? Now, before we cover the ETFs, today I want to look at individual stocks. Now, personally, I don't invest in individual stocks, but if we were looking at the top 7 performing stocks within the AI space, what would they be? And that is what we're going to be looking at today, guys. So let's go ahead and break this down, starting with, of course, number one in the AI space is Nvidia. Now, when you think of the AI craze, when you look at the growth potential that we've seen with their data centers, with their chips, with the AI solutions, the complexity of problems that Nvidia has solved, it is insane the amount that this company has grown. And of course, out of the original Magnificent Seven, they are by far number one when it comes to the growth potential. Now, a lot of people are concerned and really worried that with the exponential growth that we have seen out of this company, is it sustainable? Could there be a part where AI takes a little bit off, or it's not as impressive as we're seeing it right now? And as fast as it kind of went up, we could see it come down the same way. But of course, looking at 24, 25, even looking at the fiscal years all the way up to 2030, it seems AI companies are going to be really in the forefront of the research and development sector. And that is, of course, going to drive the cost and also the supply and demand when it comes to Nvidia and the GPUs that they are putting out. Which brings us to number two. And of course, this one is in the Magnificent Seven as well, which is the Meta platforms. So Meta platforms spent $10 billion on Nvidia's GPUs. That is right, guys. When you think of Nvidia and the growth factor there, Meta's buying their stuff, which is awesome because, of course, they are heavily invested in artificial intelligence. They are leveraging to boost user engagement, improving algorithms, better alignment and ads to interested user, which of course, through the multitude of services they have, Facebook, Instagram, it is really the value of the digital asset and the digital real estate within the artificial intelligence world. That I think is going to be key, again, thinking in the next 3 to 5 years. And to round out the Magnificent Seven is the third one in this list, which is Microsoft. When you think of one of the largest companies, with really establishing technological solutions, Microsoft Copilot, Microsoft 365, GitHub Copilot, Security Copilot, AI, Azure, there are so many things that Microsoft uses, and now integrating in that utilization of artificial intelligence is going to be kind of crazy. Microsoft makes so much money that it can invest in AI with long-term growth, plenty of capital to not only buy back stock, but increase dividends that are going out, which is the reason why most people do love Microsoft and love the Microsoft stock. Now, getting outside of those Magnificent Seven stocks, we add in our brand new number 4, which is AMD, or Advanced Micro Devices. AMD goes kind of in tandem with Nvidia, but the company is very different. AMD isn't growing as fast as of yet. This is one of the rising stars that people are kind of focusing on. With the explosive growth we see in Nvidia, is it going to be the same with Advanced Micro Devices? Only time will tell with this. Now, of course, when you look at year over year growth for this company, data revenue grew 7.5% year over year, but it only makes up a very small portion, 29% of total revenue. Well, the growth that we see from Nvidia is really from that data center growth. Now, of course, AMD is going to have to come up with processors. They have a very lofty evaluation. And of course, with the exciting AI plays out there, a lot of people are interested to see exactly where this company is going to come in with the next few years. Coming in at number 5, we have the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing. That is right. This is the manufacturer of the semiconductor, and this is kind of the backbone of the AI system that most people are using. Now, a lot of people, including Cathie Wood, I believe, is heavily invested in this. There was a bunch, and I think Warren Buffett was as well, as if I remember. But overall, they manufacture chips for Nvidia, AMD, Broadcom, and Intel, and many others. It is similar to the dynamics that we see with Apple. So when you think of the large companies, Nvidia, AMD, Broadcom, and Intel, they are making the chips or essentially producing what they are in the fabrication and making those chips. And of course, this goes without saying, the demand for computer processing, demand for artificial intelligence, it really is just astronomical how fast this is growing. And again, next 3, 5, 7, 10 years, we don't see it slowing down really at any point. And honestly, it could increase with the demand for these chips. Getting into number 7 is Adobe. Now, if you're like me, I use Adobe products for a lot of the video editing, a lot of things that we do. And of course, if you like the content that we're putting out on YouTube, definitely subscribe to the channel. But Adobe subscription-based software, the SaaS business model, great, very consistent revenue for that. The innovation and product improvement is what needs to really grow the customer base as well to justify the increase in price. For me, Adobe Premiere Pro on the Creative Cloud solutions work incredibly well. A lot of people use them. They're very easy to use compared to some of the other products that have actually went in. Now, Adobe in the customer acquisition mode, hopefully to boost the Firefly users, grow engagement as quick as possible. And of course, the long-term strategy would be buying Adobe now or having the Adobe products that might not be as a subscription base, but might be purchasing out the entire thing. And the last one that we have in here is number 7, which is Deere. Now, this is kind of crazy, and I want to explain this one. Wonder how we went from the hyper-growth chip stocks to a tractor company. This is why. Part of the reason is outside of the tech sector, Deere is a sleeper playing on AI, and they have been for quite a bit. So they're using artificial intelligence in their tractor company, which is really quite genius. And they have seen, starting back in 2022, that there is a massive impact on the results. The company is betting that farmers will come and increase future automation and production with AI. So they are kind of joining both of those, making full autonomous tractors that can actually do the work yourself, giving you and freeing up time to be able to do everything else, as well as utilizing AI to find which is the best way to essentially grow crops, automating spacing between crops, how much fertilizer to use, when to use the fertilizer, and then of course the farm equipment will be run for AI as well, which again, that seems kind of so futuristic that it's kind of out of the realm. But of course, there is a huge sustainability because humans are going to need food. Food is going to come from farmers. If they can make this more productive, if they can automate a lot of this through artificial intelligence, it is going to be a game changer, literally, that you can run, tens of thousands of the farms through artificial intelligence. It's going to be kind of crazy. So of course, guys, looking at investing AI, there's also kind of a double-edged sword because when it comes to technology, it can go up and down. It can fail sometimes. Now, looking at, again, the long-term play like Nvidia, well-known legacy brands like Deere, companies that you can invest in that are really investing that research and development dollars into the artificial intelligence. Every industry is up for disruption. That is what they're focusing on. When you look at AI and how many jobs they plan to replace probably within the next 10 years, it's kind of incredible. But of course, there is going to be a backbone for the production, and there's also going to be people there to invest in the companies that are developing the AI to make it a better world. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think about the Magnificent 7 AI stocks that we have, and I'll catch you in the next video.